Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. It's time for another newsworthy video. Alright, this one's a little different. Return to high school sports? Question mark. Students, parents push Issaquah district for answers. You know, some people think, because of the pandemic, COVID, kids need out, they need outreach, way to escape, the times we're going through tough times, can't do much, it's like we're limited out there. I mean, I know kids out there want to go out there and play sports like football, basketball, whatnot. So here we go. Issaquah, Washington. Seeking clarity as to when they can return to practicing and playing sports, student athletes and parents from 3 high schools gathered Thursday to push for answers. They want to know what the Issaquah School District has in store for the next steps. So far, they tell Como News they heard nothing. I'm a little irritated coming from the student standpoint, said Liberty High senior Griffin Coor, especially with our neighboring districts around us starting their sports up and giving them the good to go to play. And he's right. Some have already started good to go and starting, their academic plays. Coor and his fellow athletes from Liberty joined students from Issaquah and Skyline High. Scroll down. Sports are a good way to express ourselves and kind of get that physical emotion we need to get out ourselves, said Coor, citing the COVID-19 pandemic as a stressor. Earlier this month, the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association, along with the governor's office, released new guidelines for sports and how to return to practice and playing. Since the update, parents said they haven't heard anything from ISD. Let our kids play, said Deanna Resident, I can't pronounce it anyway, saying she agreed with what the state outlined. It can be done safely and it should be done. Along with our other parents and student athletes, Resident tells Como News they're penning a letter to send to the superintendent hoping to get some transparency on where things stand. She also argue that while some facilities can afford private or select leads, many others can. Kids who play sports perform better academically, she says. We know that there's less mental health issues. We know they develop leadership skills. There are a lot of reasons kids should be playing sports. Como News had reached out to ISD and the superintendent's office for a comment and was told that representatives that works for WIAA was busy. Let's get to the video.
Play. That's the message students and parents are sending the Issaquah School District tonight as they wait to learn when sports will return. Thomas Cole Miller is live with their push to get back in the game. Cole?
Well, Mary, just earlier this month, the state put out new guidelines that lay out a return to both practicing and playing. But when it comes to the Issaquah School District, both student athletes and their parents tell me that up until now and so far, there's only been silence. A run towards the end zone fueled by those cheering fans. Football at Issaquah High School has been sidelined due to COVID-19. And it isn't just football, but all sports there, and at Liberty and Skyline High Schools as well. Student athletes and their parents now coming together, pushing the Issaquah School District to make a decision and let them know when practice can pick up again.
Kids who play sports perform better academically. We know that there's less mental health issues. We know that they develop leadership skills. There's a lot of reasons kids should be playing sports.
Football, for example, has been deemed a high-risk activity by the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association.
Yeah, but NFL's going, so it's called football.
Released a little more than a week ago lay out how such a sport can return based on cases or percent positivity in that county. In Issaquah, students say the district hasn't said a word about what's next.
I'm a little irritated coming from the student standpoint, just wanting to play, obviously, especially with the neighboring districts around us starting their sports up and giving them the good to go to play.
Let our kids play. It can be done safely, and it should be done.
Also today, those students and parents penned a letter to the superintendent asking him what the future holds. We also reached out to the superintendent's office, but we were told that the person who handles all of this, who deals with the WIAA, was busy and tied up in a meeting, and we did not hear back.
There's other school districts as well. I think Skyline, Bellevue. I think it's up in Snohomish, like like Edmonds and Linwood, I think a few down here as well too, have given the green light to go for activities, not just football, but others as well. Oh well, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you take care of yourself and each other. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.